floor on my knees, just like Saul.
Conversations. Gen Z ni nani? Boldness mnatoa wapi?
Kuna mentality fulani yenye inakujaanga, si a rebellion really, but ni ya ku-question system.
Engagements that are life-changing and provocative.
When you are young, your core business should be to create value in yourself.
Join me, DJ Andy C, bringing to you Kingdom Vibe, full of gospel bangers.
Join us for Angaza Show.
Every Saturday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Only on KBC Channel 1.
Hello, my name is Musa Otieno, former Harambee Stars captain. I just want to let you know that Chan is in Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. And if you cannot go to the stadium, you can watch it at KBC. Hashtag Chan Eco KBC.
A warm welcome to the Lunchtime News. My name is Marie Yambo. Good afternoon from wherever you're joining us. This is the Lunchtime News. Now, the government is racing against time to provide urgent medical care to survivors of the tragic bus accident that has claimed 26 lives at the Mamboleo Coptic Church roundabout in Kisumu County. As the death toll now rises to 26. Meanwhile, President William Ruto has hit back at the opposition, insisting his administration will not bow to the threats of one-term ultimatums. That and more coming up in this bulletin. My name is Marie Yambo, and definitely helping me in the sign language, that is Lucy Maura. We begin this bulletin with the story where the number of fatalities reported during Thursday's accident, which involved a Kenya Railway cargo train and Kenya Pipeline Corporation workers bus at the Morindat Junction in Naivasha, has risen to 9. The fatal accident saw the train ram into the bus, which was ferrying 33 staff members from a morning shift at a railway crossing line along the Naivasha-Kasarani Road. According to Naivasha County Hospital Medical Superintendent, that is Dr. Bernard Warui, 7 of the victims died on the spot, while another 2 succumbed to injuries at the casualty wing. He added that 2 other victims were treated and discharged. 2 are still receiving care at the facility, with another 12 casualties transferred to other hospitals.
Siku ya leo kwa sababu ya habari tulipata kwamba kulikuwa na ajali, tumekuja ku identify mwili na ni hakika tumepoteza a very close relative na imekuwa ni huzuni sana. Tunaomba,
tumepelekwa, tumeshuhudia, tumeona kwamba msichana wetu ametuacha kupitia hiyo njia. Kwa hivyo maneno yote na abrupt, so hata mahali pa kuanzia na mahali pa kunini bado hatuna. Kwa hivyo tunaomba kama kampuni pia inaweza ingilia, at least inaweza kutupatia urahisi. Hata kama ni kutransfer tu wafikishe karibu na kwetu, halafu sasa from there tujue, inaweza kuwa afadhali.
Serikali iweze kushughulikia hizi maajali, maana mara mingi tunapoteza watu kwa sababu ya ajali kama hizi. Tungeomba tu wakaweza kufanya mpango ambayo inafaa ya kuweza kuzuia ajali kama hizi.
Of course, we'll still be bringing you updates on that fatal accident in Kisumu as time goes on. But right now I want to look at the scales of justice, where human rights activist Joseph Gitonga has pleaded not guilty to charges of demanding property with menaces contrary to Section 302 of the Penal Code. The prosecution alleged that between July 20th and the 25th this year, Gitonga and another suspect not in the court demanded 500,000 shillings from Amos Hunja, a service provider that is affiliated to a local bank, with the intent of stealing. The defense said the accused had cooperated with the investigating officers and posed no flight risk. Senior Principal Magistrate Sharon Oko released Gitonga on a 50,000 shillings cash bail or an alternative bond of 100,000 shillings, with strict orders not to post anything on social media regarding the case.
The Director of Public Prosecutions cannot be influenced by any person or authority in the discharge of its mandate.
Mr. Gitonga is an indigent citizen with no meaningful income and survives from the goodwill of the public.
Now, 8 people have died and several others are critically injured following an accident involving a lorry and a 14-seater matatu at Korompoi in Kitengela along the Nairobi-Namanga Highway on Saturday morning. The matatu, which was at capacity, was heading towards Kitengela, and the lorry was heading towards Isinya. According to eyewitnesses, the speeding lorry was overtaking another vehicle heading in the same direction before it collided with the oncoming public service vehicle. Isinya Sub-County Police Commander Simon Lokitari said 7 people died on the spot. 1 succumbed to injuries in the hospital. Those injured are receiving treatment in various health facilities, while the bodies of the deceased were moved to Shalom Community Hospital morgue and Kitengela Sub-County Hospital funeral home, that is.
Ends causing head-on collision with a matatu. Now, at the scene, we collected 6 bodies, 2 men and 4 women. Now, the casualties were taken to Saitoti Hospital, and the report that we are getting, the driver of the matatu, at the moment, ameaga dunia.
Last week tumepoteza mama mwenda ambaye tunatembea na yeye, amepotea na mtoto. Leo tena tumepoteza zaidi ya watu 6.
Kupaka rangi kwa barabara haiwezi saidia. Tunataka bumps kama 4 iwekwe. Ajali zimefanyika, ajali tangu ile mama mkuve. Hii ni ajali kama ajali ya 4.
Now, Homa Bay County government, in collaboration with Tomboy University and international volunteers from South Korea, has launched an environmental campaign aimed at reducing plastic pollution in Lake Victoria. The initiative focuses on monthly cleanup exercises along the lakefront to combat the effects of plastic waste and effluent discharge, which have contributed to a decline in fish yields. The volunteers noted that the drive targets zero plastic pollution by 2040, while promoting public participation and sustainable development in the Lake Victoria region, shared by Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda.
Homa Bay County, in its endless potential, is hosting over 80% of Lake Victoria, and some of the serious threats we are facing with Lake Victoria is plastic pollution and effluent discharge. This lake has really suffered a lot of eutrophication as well as decline in fish yields because of pollution.
We hope to have zero plastic by 2040, and through this, ASES has signed a treaty with the United Nations to implement the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Among them is pollution in the marine ecosystems.
To matters graft, where a group of Busia leaders has praised the EACC detectives for the recent arrest of top Busia County officials over the loss of public funds amounting to 1.4 billion shillings. Speaking at a funeral in Teso South in constituency, former managing director of the Kenya for Infrastructure and Development at the Kenya Post Authority, Engineer Vincent Sidai, said the accused should take full responsibility for the fraud.
Mtu akishikwa wekwe ndani. Saa zingine tuko na moyo ya huzuni, tunasema bwana huyu mtu asamehewe hapo na nini. Lakini mimi ni kuomba kuwa kushikwa sio neno. Neno ni wewe utoe hakikisho kwa ya kwamba you are innocent. That's all. Utuambie nimeshikwa, hii pesa sikuchukua, pesa iko hapa. Lakini kama uwezi ukatuonyesha mahali hiyo pesa ama kazi ile pesa imefanywa, so we will have to allow the law to take its course.
Well, on that note, you want to take just a short break. We'll be back with much more, including the story from Kisumu on the fatal accident, and also definitely bringing you up to speed with what is happening in as far as Chan is concerned. Stay with us.
Citizen. Visit KBC. Looking to advertise on KBC? KBC announcement services are now available on eCitizen. Visit kbc.ecitizen.go.ke and fill out the online application form. It's simple. 1. Complete the form. 2. Upload required documents. 3. Receive a quotation based on word count. And 4. Get notified via SMS when your announcement is ready. Please note, clearly indicate the type of announcement, service station, and all relevant details. 2. All applications must be made online only. Manual submissions will not be accepted. And 3. Announcements will air after news bulletins. For assistance, reach us on email ecitizen@kbc.co.ke or use our social media handles, Facebook, your Facebook account, and X at your X account. Or you can call us on 0723 892 654 or 0734 780 124. KBC announcements. Simple, fast, and digital.
Hesabu kwa ajili ya kusherekea fasili na asili ya soka barani Afrika, ligi za ndani na magwiji wasiotambulika.
Mangeni Alvin anaichanja ndani uzuri, David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa Chan 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
Thank you for staying with us. We continue with the news where President William Ruto has taken a swipe at the opposition, saying his administration shall not succumb to the blackmail and threats of one-term calls. President Ruto, while condemning his critics, said those opposing his program have no agenda and that he shall not be cowed but remain committed, that is, to the transformation of the country. The head of state further maintained that the empowerment programs are meant for those at the lower end of the economic pyramid. Kamcha Menza has more.
Saturday morning, State House Nairobi played host to thousands of youths, women and people living with disabilities as President William Ruto launched the Nairobi County Empowerment Program. The bone-chilling cold did not deter crowds from shaking a leg to the tunes of the bustling music. Perhaps enjoying a once-in-a-lifetime experience of partying on the grounds of a highly guarded zone as a civilian. Courtesy of the empowerment program, more than 1,130 groups will receive assorted tools and equipment, this being the government's biggest ever direct asset empowerment program to the informal sector.
Leo nyinyi mumekujia vifaa ya kuendesha biashara. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Ni kweli ama si kweli? Mimi nasikia wengine wanakashifu. Wanasema ati tusifanye hii kazi. Ati bodaboda haina maana. Ati saloon haina maana. Ati event organization haina maana. Wale ni watu wako na akili kweli? Wale ni watu wako na mpango kweli?
It is here that the president maintained that the initiative is here to stay, while promising that more youths will from next month receive financial support from the government in partnership with the World Bank.
Na hii kazi inafanyika hapa leo. Kunafanyika empowerment sehemu tofauti tofauti ya Kenya. Tukitaka kumshughulikia mwananchi wa chini. Na vile nimesema mwezi ujao tumekubaliana na bank ya World Bank ya kwamba kila ward tutatoa vijana na biashara zao. Vijana 70 kutoka kila ward. Na hawa vijana 70 kila ward, kila kijana tutampatia 50,000 ya kuendesha biashara yake.
President Ruto lashed out at individuals who criticized the Hustler Fund program.
Kila asubuhi, every day in the Republic of Kenya, wananchi 10,000 wanaamuka kwenda kukopa pesa kwa Hustler Fund na wanalipa muda wao ukifika. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka niwaambie wakome sana.
The event was also attended by Nairobi City County Governor Johnson Sakaja and a host of members of parliament from the 17 constituencies in Nairobi.
Of course, that report was prepared by Kamcha Menza but voiced by Doreen Arange. We move on where the Youth Enterprise Development Fund has demonstrated its impact in empowering young entrepreneurs, with a 29-year-old businessman expanding his business transport fleet through the program. During the ongoing National Youth Week, James Murete Momo displayed his new vehicle, marking the third in his growing fleet. Officials are urging the youth to leverage government initiatives such as the Youth Enterprise Development Fund to transform their livelihoods.
The Youth Enterprise Fund has consistently been supporting youths who could otherwise not get support, from other financial institutions, and therefore this is a good gesture. And I want to urge the youth of our country to continue, because the youth of our country are a symbol of transformation.
Thank you for the good job they've done to me. The vehicle will be used for matatu to encourage other youth who are in business or various economic activities to come forward and apply for the credit facilities As you can see, it's possible that I have gotten. I am a witness.
And more than 4,000 Green Army personnel in Nairobi are now on permanent and pensionable terms after Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja handed them official appointment letters. Governor Sakaja lauded the workers for their role in keeping the city clean and pledged continued support for their welfare. Since its inception, the Green Army program has offered jobs to thousands of youths while transforming the city's sanitation standards. The team is responsible for sweeping streets, collecting garbage, restoring rivers, planting trees, and carrying out major cleanup exercises across Nairobi and its neighborhoods.
In numbers, not hazikuwa namba nyingi, I think ilikuwa 500. Today what we have done has set history, has set a record. But I want you to think about it in your own life. Your life will not be the same again.
We have expanded our waste collection services. As you can see, we now have an increased internal fleet of our refuse trucks, our refuse compactors together with our tippers. We have now moved to daily cleaning in each and every ward across the city, undertaken by this team that is here.
A look at politics now, where a section of Kenya Kwanza leaders led by Senate Majority Leader Aaron Cheriot and President William Ruto's aide Farouk Kibet have reiterated the government's commitment to driving Kenya's economic empowerment agenda with a focus on giving women and the youth a strong footing in business startups. Speaking during a public engagement forum in Marsabit County, they dismissed critics of the government's nationwide regeneration development program, insisting that the initiative is transforming livelihoods across the country.
Allied to the Kenya Kwanza government say the government remains steadfast in its commitment to uplifting the country's economy through startups.
Kina mama na vijana lazima pia wanufaike. Na kusema empowerment inafanyika sio kusema ati programs zingine za serikali zimesimama. Agenda ya serikali ile ingine yote inaendelea.
In Laikipia, Kenya Kwanza leaders urged for an end to divisive politics in Mount Kenya region.
Kusema ukweli, ukiangalia yale serikali imefanya ambaye yametendwa hapa na yale haijafanya, 60-70% tunakubaliana serikali inafanya kazi.
In Machakos Town, the area MP Caleb Mule has asked Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka to reconsider his position in the opposition, saying it will not address the interests of people from Ukambani.
Kalonzo Musyoka, mtoto wetu Ukambani, tafadhali kuja kwa serikali ili tuendelee na serikali na maneno yaendelee vizuri, ili tuende tupate maendeleo na Kenya na Ukambani ipate maendeleo kama huko kwingine.
Members of County Assembly affiliated to Orange Democratic Movement have vowed to stand firm in their decision to elect Priscilla Mema Mumba as Majority Leader to replace Athman Mwamwiri, defying the party's directive to maintain the status quo.
The decision was communicated to the Speaker and the County Executive in full compliance with the law.
And in Isiolo County, residents have expressed concerns of a rise in criminal activities with the latest attack involving Somali Council of Elder Edle Hassan.
Jana usiku mwendo wa saa 2 wizi walivamia yeye karibu na msikiti. Kile tunaomba serikali kuu wafanye uchunguzi wa kina na watueleze sio hii tukio peke yake, lakini hata tukio hapa awali pia watueleze ni akina nani ndio wanahusika na hii story ya wahalifu.
Doreen Arange for Lunchtime News.
Thank you, Doreen. Now, the cockpit voice and flight data recorder that went missing when the AMREF Flying Doctors aircraft crashed at a residential area in Mwihoko, Kiambu County on Thursday has been found. Its recovery will aid in investigating the cause of the accident. Meanwhile, affected residents continue to receive counseling and aid from various humanitarian organizations.
Almost 2 days after the horrific Thursday's crash of the AMREF Flying Doctors aircraft on houses in Mwihoko area of Kiambu County, the 24 area residents affected are still traumatized.
Nilikuwa kitchen napika, sababu nilikuwa napika hivyo nikasikia kitu ikakuja kama mlipuko kali sana, ilikuja na moto. Sasa venye ilikuja hivyo, alafu kuna kichuma ilitokea juu kwa mabati, kagonga mabati kaingia. Sasa venye nilikuwa kicheni kanigonga mguu. Jalinigonga hivyo mguu nikaanguka chini.
Some of them, having been left homeless, continue to receive counseling and humanitarian aid from various groups, including the county government of Kiambu.
Hawa watu hana mahali pa kulala ama pa kukaa, na kwa sababu jana ilibidi tutafute majirani wema wapatie mahali pa kulala.
Trying to console the victims, and we have also been doing the counseling.
The cockpit voice and flight data recorder, crucial for the investigations into the cause of the accident, previously reported missing, has been found according to the Aircraft Accident Investigation Department and the AMRE flying doctors.
When we went to the station just across here to double check the components that they picked, we were then lucky to confirm that the recorders were part of the equipment that were picked. So it was.
The department's director, Fred Kabunge, says the investigations will take at least 12 months to be complete, but promised to provide periodic updates on the progress. Tilio Marco for Lunchtime News.
We look at sports now, where host Uganda recorded their first win at the 2024 African Nations Championship after beating Guinea 3-0 at the Manila Stadium in Uganda. The win moved them second on the Group C table behind leaders Algeria, who drew 1-1 with South Africa in the other game played yesterday. Two more matches will be played today. Co-host Tanzania will face Madagascar after Central African Republic play Mauritania. Both matches will be played at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium and will be televised live on KBC Channel 1.
It all starts now at the Mandela National Stadium. Kickoff. Quite get the touch he was looking for. Uganda still in possession, trying to flip the ball to Alan Okello. Eyes on great shot. Sonny Toji pops the ball in. Regan Bande! We have ice in those veins. Will the star boy make the brain shine? Takes a chicken penalty! From Enoch Sebagala, Abdul Karim Matambala slips it in here for Ivan Ahimisiwe, dribbles past the keeper, Ahimisiwe! That will be used out here tonight. And we're underway. The Desert Foxes, Algeria, that last met in this tournament back in 2011. It was a quarter-final match. Aziz takes a shot and it blows into the back of the net. Goalkeeper doing enough. Not too far off as Algeria now have to trek back to defend. The flag stays down momentarily. Shot comes in. Will it count? The flag stays down.
11 cyclists, including one student from KCA University, will compete in the third VC and CEO cycling tour that will, for the first time, move across borders, covering 698 kilometers from the 13th to the 15th of August. The mission of the event is to raise funds for needy students and also raise road safety awareness.
The competitive tour will traverse Nairobi, Kitengela, Namanga, Arusha, Moshi, Tarakea, Oloitoktok, Emali, Salama, Machakos and back to Nairobi, with a mission to raise 15 million shillings to fund scholarship for brilliant students whose dreams risk stalling due to lack of school fees.
It is important that we support that 1% to see that the numbers continue to grow, but not to remain constant or to decrease. And that is why the VC and CEO cycling tour tries to address this inequity, to unlock education access to both youth, for youth who would otherwise be shut out due to financial constraints.
Every kilometer covered will be a promise of access, of safety and of hope.
Today marks the beginning of the bold and transformative initiative that speaks to the heart of our commitment to generate knowledge and drive meaningful change in society. Here at KCA University, we have our slogan that is to generate knowledge, and to drive change, to impact our society.
What began in 2023 as a blended passion for cycling with a mission to fund education has grown into a movement that has transformed the lives of 36 students who have been handed keys to unlock their futures.
Before we wrap up this bulletin, just take you to our first story where the government is mobilizing all necessary resources and medical personnel in Kisumu County and the region to ensure surgery on 26 survivors in the ill-fated bus accident at the Mamboleo Coptic Church roundabout in Kisumu County are done today, Medical Services Principal Secretary Ouma Oluga has said. Now, the government will also take care of all the medical and funeral expenses for the victims. This as the death toll in the Friday evening accident hit 26 after another person succumbed to his injuries on Saturday morning. Here's Achola Simon with that report.
The enormity of the Friday evening accident at the notorious Coptic Church roundabout in Mamboleo, Kisumu County, along the Kisumu-Kakamega Road, coming to reality.
I've lost 4 family members, and 3 of them are in critical condition. So we are here waiting because we have not even seen those who are in ICU. We have been told to wait here so that we can be given the way forward.
Kitu nimeona jana haikuwa poa. Kama serikali wanaweza tengeneza barabara hiyo highway ya Kondele watengeneze juu jana watu wamepoteza maisha yao.
Friends, family and curious onlookers milling around the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga level 6 hospital casualty area and the morgue to know the fate of their loved ones. Emotions running high as others come to terms with the loss of their loved ones.
Currently, according to our data, we have 26 admissions, and as I'm talking right now, we have our surgical team. They are going on with the review and assessments, and the cases that need to go to the theater will be done as soon as possible. We have allocated 3 theaters to do the cases so that by tomorrow we'll be done with quite a number of cases.
Medical Services Principal Secretary Ouma Oluga, amongst the high-ranking government officials, visited the hospitals to ascertain the scale of the disaster, as well as give directions on the government's next course of action.
When incidences happen, we speak numbers, but from today, and if I were to plead with the nation, I think now we need to speak faces so that we put names to people. And
Oluga revealed that the government has mobilized all resources around the region to ensure operations on the survivors of the ill-fated accident get necessary treatment today.
We have 10 theaters in this facility, but as you know, we also have quite a huge workload in terms of ongoing care. This hospital has other patients. This is not the only incident. And we also must ensure that we are treating the other patients, and we do not want a gap. So we are mobilizing all the resources, and by midnight today, all the patients shall have received their surgeries.
He added that the government, through the Ministry of Interior, was in contact with the families of those who lost their lives. Kisumu County Governor Professor Peter Anyang' Nyong'o wants the notorious roundabout reconstructed to avert more accidents.
The number of people who have died at that corner is too many. Almost no week passes without one accident or the other occurring on that road. I'm telling you because I live here. And even some of my friends have skidded on that place. So I really appeal to Kenya National Highways Authority and the national government as a whole to urgently restructure that road so that we stop losing more lives.
Achola Simon, Lunchtime News, Kisumu County.
Of course, we'll be keeping tabs on that developing story with our reporter, that is Simon Achola. And that report by Simon brings us to the end of the bulletin this afternoon. Thank you as always for your time and your company. My name is Marie Yambo, and of course, helping me on the sign language was Lucy Maura. Good afternoon.
hesabu kwa ajili ya kusherekea fasili na asili ya soka barani Afrika, ligi za ndani na magwiji wasiotambulika.
Mangeni Alvin anaichanja ndani, uzuri David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa CHAN 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set for CHAN 2024. Please watch out for every thrilling goal, every breathtaking moment on our radio stations, on our